there you go. Dublin relegated. Dublin will be in Division 2 next year, and do you know what? They deserve it in the end. You lose 5 games. That's what happens. You lose 5 matches, and but yeah, we have Dara O'Connor jumping in the stream there in a couple of minutes. So what we'll actually do is I'll record the match reaction right now here live, and then I'll clip it up for some of you lads to see it as well, in case you haven't clicked here onto the stream. So yeah, Monaghan 3-13, Dublin 1-18. Dublin are relegated. They're done. They're finished. It's over. It's officially done. They brought it to the last minute in the end, which was a lot closer than I expected it to be when they lost to Kildare a couple of weeks ago. But as I've said numerous times before, with Dublin, it's they clearly have the quality, clearly have the players, clearly have the talent, but there's just something not right there. Mentality doesn't quite seem to be there. Confidence lacking, defensively all over the place. Like, just terrible defensively at different times. Really, really poor all over the place. Lethargic. No real, just allowing far too much space there. I mean, Gary Mohan there with the opportunity for the penalty, waltzes through very easy. Michael Shield gets caught in no man's land. Michael Shield probably had another poor game for Dublin, let's be perfectly honest. The third goal was just laughable, really. It was a disaster, the third goal. I mean, a long ball, Mick Fitz gets completely caught. Jack McCarron running through, and, Michael Shield probably should stay in his goal, really, because he comes a little bit off his line, and I mean, it's easy, isn't it, I mean, it's not easy from Jack McCarron, but he just loops it over the top of him into the back of the net, and I feel like Dublin, they got a little bit lucky. Sir Klopp says, Aaron, I have to commend you for staying so impartial. I'd break the microphone. Yeah, I mean, I feel like doing that as well. I'm not going to lie. I am trying to keep myself in check. But yeah, what can you say? Yeah. There you go. Dublin in Division 2 next year, alongside Louth, alongside Limerick, alongside a lot of others. And yeah, I just don't know. Like, with Dublin, it's a hard one to put the pinpoint. I just don't think the belief is there. And realistically speaking, I don't think Desi's there next year. Let's be perfectly honest. I don't think he's there next year, unfortunately. Look, he's been as good a servant to Dublin football as anyone has. He's won an All-Ireland as a player, as a manager. Won one with the minors, under 20s, as a manager. So he's done so much for Dublin down the years, for the development of players, bringing players through. Just looking at the Armagh Donegal game, look like it's all kicking off there at the minute. But yeah, absolute handbags going on there. By the looks of things. But anyway, getting back to speaking about this game. Anyways, I mean, Dublin. Yeah, just all over the place, poor, like no real structure in their play and too much backwards hand passing. And it seems like once we fall behind, we seem to lose the will of ourselves. We seem to lose that mentality, that sort of composure. The composure under pressure doesn't quite seem to be there. And it's just not looking. It's really kicking off between Donegal and Armagh, by the way. I mean, it's really, like, literally, like, everyone's having a scrap there at the minute. I mean, they're all going at it. Crazy stuff there. Crazy stuff. But yeah, Sir Klopp says Tyrone will be in another All-Ireland final. I mean, yeah, Tyrone beating Kerry is a surprise. It's a big surprise. And every time you write Tyrone off, they just find a way to, Dubs fan says league was a shambles. Some senior players need to take a look at themselves. Lots of questions about the management too. Extremely disappointed. Absolutely, and the crazy thing is there, Monaghan done almost everything in their power to almost try and mess that one up. They were, players were getting sent off, giving away the penalty. I think Dublin only had maybe 2 goal chances in the game. Cormac Costello's half goal chance in the first half. Lee Gannon forces a save of Rory Beggan. We weren't creating goal chances. If we didn't get that penalty, we wouldn't have got. It wouldn't have been a goal. I don't even think we would have scored the chance. So it just goes to show, we're just not creating enough going forward. And defensively, just all over the place. I think 10, 11 goals conceded in 7 games in the league, and that's just how it is. That's how it works. And defensively, really, really poor. But yeah, we'll run through some of the scores. I suppose, look, you have to commend Monaghan. I think Monaghan were very good. They started a little bit slow, 4 points to 1 early on, and he thought maybe Monaghan might struggle a little bit here. Dublin looked like they were up for it. They hit the early scores, but a lovely goal from Sean Jones. Really, really well taken goal from him. And Monaghan were looking, pretty good from there. Once they build up that lead, and that's the thing. Like, I think every time Dublin have gone behind in any of their games, I think they've gone on to lose all of them. I don't even think they've ever they've turned it around. I think maybe Donegal. I think they were behind against Donegal at one stage. But yeah, a really, really well done performance. Jack McCarron, very brilliant at times. Getting on the score sheet there, 2-5 from him in total today, which tells you how good he was. I mean, an excellent performance from him. Gary Mohan, I mean, he was causing all sorts of havoc when he got on the ball as well. Davy Byrne was having a nightmare trying to keep him quiet. Conor McCarthy, Sean Jones, Shane Carey, and look, you beat Dublin without Conor McManus. It just goes to show you clearly do have other forwards there. Still think Monaghan are a better team with McManus in there, but Monaghan can take a lot of confidence from this. They'll take a lot of confidence from it going into that Ulster Championship. Again, staying in Division 1. They seem to consistently find a way to stay in this division. I mean, they've only won 2 games. They've won the same games as Kildare and Dublin, but it was those 2 draws really that was able to take them above both Kildare and Dublin out of the relegation zone. And, having been beaten quite heavily by Kildare last week, you would have been worried. But Monaghan, I tell you what, every time they're such an unusual team. I mean, you feel like they're beaten, you feel like they're gone, and then they just find a way to come back and do it. So fair play to them. Mayo beating Kildare as well, 220 to 18 points. Donegal narrowly beating Armagh there in the end by a point. Tyrone with the win as well. Banty McEnany jumping for joy there. He's over the moon. And rightly so. And they were the better team, without doubt. They were the better team on the day, and well deserved victory. Darren Hughes, Kieran Hughes, good around the middle. Conor Boyle was good at getting forward at times, playing a fullback. Kicked the points, looked quite bright. And from a Dublin perspective, yeah, what can you say? Just really, really poor. Dean Rock with 6 points, Cormac Costello with 4. Sean Bugler with 2 points, but again, just no real fluency in the attack. Kieran Kilkenny was a little bit quiet. And yeah, just defensively, just all over the place. Just really, really poor. Yeah, just horrendous defensively, no doubt about it. Kid Cuddy says, how good was Jack McCarron today? He was brilliant, wasn't he? I mean, 2-5 is quite a tally to score. 2 brilliantly taken goals as well. Obviously, one of them from the penalty spot. No complaints about the penalty as well. Either penalty, in my opinion, both definitely penalties. And yeah, a brilliantly taken goal. I mean, that third goal was the killer, and for me, that was Dublin's league in a nutshell. A long ball, Mick Fitzsimons. I don't know what he's doing there. He's caught all over the place, and Michael Shield comes halfway over his line, lobs the keeper back of the net. You'll see in the stream, I couldn't believe it when the goal went in. I was like, what has actually happened there? Has that actually been a goal? It actually has, absolutely incredible stuff. So, yeah, look, fair play to Monaghan. You got to give them the credit they deserve. And, they'll go into that Ulster Championship with a lot of pride, but for Dublin, it's Division 2. And look, I know there's a lot of people who look at the players that Dublin have and what they've done, winning 6 in a row, 6 All-Irelands, all the rest, and think, Dublin will be good enough. They have the players to win All-Irelands, they have the talent, and they do. But clearly, it's just not working at the minute, and it's the tactics don't seem to be there, belief, lack of mentality, not quite there. And that was why after the Kildare game, I felt like they were going to go down, and they showed a lot of quality against Donegal and Tyrone. But it seems to be when the going gets really tough for Dublin, we can't seem to turn it around, and it seems to be stemming from that Mayo defeat last year into this year. When you look at it in total, the last 8 games Dublin have played, they've lost 6 of them. And that's not Division 1 form. So big worries for Dublin, and yeah, into Division 2 for the first time since 2008, I believe it is 2008, 2009, around that kind of time period. So yeah. That goal so quickly after Monaghan down to 14 was a killer, says Alan Kenny there. It was because you felt like Dublin were turning the screw, 3-point game, Monaghan down to 14 men. You felt like Dublin are going to put their foot on the gas here. And then they go down the end and get that goal, which was such a killer. But even after that, though, I mean, you had we still got back into the game. We still leveled it. We still leveled it. We got the penalty. We got that bit of luck maybe that you need sometimes in these big games. Not to say that it wasn't a penalty, but just the opportunity, working the chance. Obviously being fouled. Dean Rock dispatches it under the pressure, big moment. We have that chance with Lee Gannon as well, where he cuts inside, hits it with his left, it goes wide. So it's fine margins, could have went either way, but I think in the end it's what Dublin deserve. You lose 5 games, you deserve to be relegated. I mean, Monaghan only lost 3 games in the end, I think. So 3-4 games as opposed to us who lost 5. So yeah, Dublin in Division 2. Thank you very much for watching this clip of the very most recent podcast uploaded on the channel. If you do enjoy this content, please leave a like and subscribe so you're notified every time I do drop a new upload, and it does very much help the channel grow and help the channel reach more people. So I very much would appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the video. You can also follow the page on Instagram, and you can also follow on Facebook, Twitter, Spotify. You can follow on all social media platforms as well. So if you're not already followed over there, go over there and give the page a follow to help the channel grow as well. So I do very much appreciate anyone tuning in, and I'll see you all later.